Good morning, everybody. It's great to see everybody this wonderful Thursday morning. Welcome to another episode of MedWell Unscripted Florida Style. My name is April, and I'm coming to you live from MedWell Health and Wellness Centers, where we have offices in Bradenton, Sarasota, St. Petersburg, and we offer telemedicine for your medical marijuana certifications. We are very excited because we have a great topic today. We're going to be talking about the first annual Cannafest SRQ 2020. Woohoo! Wow, this is exciting because Florida is we have our friend Brian Buono here today. And I totally just messed that up, didn't I, Brian? After we just went over it.
I've been called worse.
Brian is the Chief Cannabis Officer at Potluck SRQ and the founder of the first annual Cannafest SRQ. His passion and his hard work is finally coming to Sarasota here. So very exciting. And we have Nicole Stewart, our Director of Community Outreach. Welcome, guys. Good to see everybody.
Thank you.
And before I hand over introductions to you guys, I just want to give a shout out to Kayla, who's also on the MedWell team, helping us out in chat today. She's a rock star. So friends, just so you know, some housekeeping, this is being recorded. So if you are here for the replay, please do leave comments because I promise you we will get back to you and answer all of your questions. And feel free to ask questions as we go along because we have lots of fun coming your way coming November. So let's get started. I'm going to start with you, Nicole. Tell everybody what you do here at MedWell.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Good morning. So at MedWell, my position includes community outreach. So basically, I try to talk to as many people as I can, communities, physicians, anybody that will listen about educating on cannabis and how it works medicinally and really trying to smash that stigma throughout our communities and get as many patients as we can to understand how medical cannabis works. So it's always meeting people like Brian and people in our community, the dispensaries, and just spreading the word and how MedWell Health can take care of their cannabis needs.
Awesome. All right, Brian, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to lately and a little bit about your background and kind of how Cannafest SRQ came to be.
Yeah, thank you, Nicole and April. So I'm a husband. I'm a father of three, and I'm also a veteran. And I became an MMJ patient in the state of Florida here, probably a little over 2 years ago. And what I discovered quickly after becoming a patient, especially here in Sarasota, is that there wasn't really a community for MMJ patients, especially folks that were newer to medical marijuana, to be able to share their stories, to be able to understand what the program's all about, how to participate in the program, things like that. So I saw a need. And as Nicole had mentioned, breaking the stigma is something here in Sarasota that is a full-time job because our demographic is slightly older. And so the stigma around that is something that we continue to work on. But yeah, I'm incredibly passionate about veterans. I'm incredibly passionate about educating people and breaking the stigma. And what I found was just a need to create this community. And that's really what spawned Potluck SRQ. It's just a social medical cannabis club. We had events, quite a few before COVID, of course, came through. It's a lot of outreach as well.
Wow.
I think Brian and I have crossed tracks many a time pre-COVID.
Yeah, we certainly did. Yeah, when we saw you moved in there off of Fruitville Road. Right next to Alt Med Move Dispensary, we certainly stopped in and wanted to introduce ourselves. So
nice. Well, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service and thanks for all that you're doing in the community. So let's talk a little bit about, so you're an MMJ patient and kind of, and now you've created this wonderful festival, which is creating awareness and buzz. And let's start with kind of how you've put your passion and belief into creating this event and how it came to be. So you had your Potluck, SRQ club, now kind of evolving into this, because that's a huge undertaking. And especially, how many are on your team right now in planning this event?
Me.
All right.
No, yeah. I will say, believe me, I have had help, lots of help from people here locally. But as far as the day in, day out, text, phone calls, emails, all that stuff, it's pretty much been me. So yeah, looking to expand upon that next year for sure. But the Cannafest again was an idea born out of they say necessity is the mother of invention, right? So there just was not anything here locally in Sarasota that the community could come together and have a day just to celebrate this amazing plant and all it's done for people. So I thought about the idea for the Cannafest. Most people aren't familiar with what SRQ means after everything, after the Potluck or after Cannafest. And it's simply the call sign for Sarasota, for our airport, SRQ, no different than LGA for LaGuardia, so on and so forth. So yeah, that was the idea for Cannafest. Candidly, it started off as a very small undertaking, pre-COVID.
It always does, doesn't it?
It does, yes. Pre-COVID, it was supposed to take place at one of our sponsors, Mellow Mushroom, at their location there. We were going to do something small just in the parking lot. And of course, COVID came and postponed everything for a while. And what that allowed us to do, though, was find a larger venue and also create more time to get more vendors and people that wanted to be to participate with the festival. So we have our home now at the Sarasota Fairgrounds, which is fantastic. There is certainly plenty of room there as well. So, yep.
So first of all, the festival is November 7th from 10 to 5. It's at the, like you said, the Sarasota Fairgrounds. And so tell people what's going to happen at the event. They're going to come to the event. And I know we're kind of in that crazy pandemic time too. So there's always that question of COVID that we probably should address as well. And kind of that expectation. Cause I know, unfortunately things have, our whole world has changed. Let's face it. So.
Yeah. For sure. So the Cannafest is equal parts music and cannabis celebration. Look, the reality is that music brings people together. And, we definitely didn't want to ignore that aspect, as well as the fact that, people have been kind of cooped up, for lack of a better term, and have not really had the opportunity to get out and really understand what music is happening here in the scene, certainly in the Sarasota area, but then the equal parts cannabis and education. This is definitely an educational event. There are going to be lots of people on hand that can answer just about any question that you as a patient or even somebody who's considering becoming a patient might have. Certainly, of course, MedWell Health is going to be there. They're also, a sponsor, an exhibitor, and the reality is that anything and everything cannabis will be represented at this festival. And being the first one, we did the tickets for free. So if you want to go ahead and get a ticket, go to CannafestSRQ.com. That's where you can get your tickets. We released only a certain number of tickets in order to be responsible around COVID. And, because it's free, of course, people will go on and they'll register for as many tickets as they think they need. But the reality is that some will show and some won't, based on whatever, maybe which way the wind's blowing that morning. It could be, you never know. So the tickets are free this year. As far as COVID is concerned, as you mentioned, right? I mean, the safety of the festival goers and of course the staff and every vendor sponsor exhibitor there is paramount. Having said that, it is an outdoor event. So we are not indoors. We are entirely outdoors. And we are absolutely encouraging everybody to wear a mask. So if you are inclined to wear a mask, we welcome you with open arms, and we love to see masks. If you're somebody that's not inclined to wear a mask, then you don't have to. They're not required, but we certainly encourage those. And you will see these little signs here when you come in that we are absolutely hashtag mask friendly. So, but we just don't want any misunderstanding. We want to be completely transparent. Of course, social distancing guidelines come into play here. The food trucks will all be extra mindful, of course, making sure that they're sanitizing everything. They'll actually be sanitizing stations throughout the festival. And we just instituted temperature checks as well. So we will be checking everyone's temperature that comes into the festival, whether it's a vendor, sponsor, exhibitor, band member, or of course, all festival goers, as an extra measure, an extra precaution.
Well, and I'm sure that puts people's mind at ease too, because I know that's the big question of so tickets are free. So let's kind of talk a little bit about some of the music. So what bands are going to be there? What will we be dancing to, dancing around the festival to?
So, typically cannabis culture and lifestyle is paired very, very well with reggae, ska, and certainly
It is
a little bit. We might be rising Bob Marley from the dead for this one. Who knows? Anything could happen.
Okay.
I think there'll be some Bob Marleys there.
There will be, I'm sure. But we've got 4 great bands. And the reality is that we wanted to ensure that kind of every kind of genre was represented to some degree. So kicking off the festival at 10 a.m. is going to be Sole Purpose. That's Pat and his group, 9-piece band, a 9-piece band to kick off the festival at 10 a.m. So yes, it's a bit of an early start, but you want the vibe to get going the right way. Sole Purpose will do that. And then we've got coming on after them is Firewater. And I will say all these are local bands here locally around the Sarasota, Bradenton area. We've got Firewater coming in. Tommy and his group of guys, they play downtown at Rafferty's Sports Bar and Grill on a pretty regular basis in Main Street, Sarasota. And then, of course, after that, we have got the guys from Neverless, young group of guys, and they just released their single Red Light on Spotify, which is pretty cool. So check that out. And then our headliner is Summer Survivors. And Paul and the group of Summer Survivors, actually their drummer, Brandon Thrift, is also the guy that does all the spread love signs that you see around the local Sarasota area.
I didn't know that.
So talk about a crazy talented dude, right? This guy plays drums and he is an artist as well. So we've got those guys. They actually play, or they would be, fresh off of Reggae Rise Up out of St. Pete. But that, of course, is a festival that was postponed until next March. But Summer Survivors also plays Reggae Rise Up. So amazing acts, amazing talent, amazing music. We are thrilled to bring it to all of you here and as well. And actually, I just see Alicia here from Bradenton that just said hello. Alicia Peck is actually Red Shadow. She is going to have a artist vendor booth. So
hey,
looking forward to seeing you.
Alicia.
Yeah,
so she'll be very close to us. Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
So you mentioned there's going to be some education. Tell us a little bit about what people should expect from, I know like MedWell will be educating about medical marijuana certifications and answering any questions, kind of the process, but what other types of education will be going on for the day?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, right, I think we've got a half a dozen participating physicians clinics that are going to be there, which is phenomenal. But for me, the big thing is the dispensaries. I have gotten more comments since announcing all the vendors that are going to be there, that are going to be participating, about, certain types of meds and this and that. And I'm telling everybody, you want your questions answered. Complaints, questions, whatever you have, this is your opportunity to go right to the source and speak to these people that are representing their dispensaries there. And so you're going to learn a lot about, of course, existing products, new products coming out. And now that, of course, edibles are at the dispensary, there's an opportunity to ask questions from the dispensaries directly about when they're going to have edibles in, right? Some already do, some don't.
Right.
So from that standpoint, you're going to be able to go right to the source and get your questions answered. And Lord knows there'll be plenty of people with a lot of expertise on hand to help.
Yeah, and that's a great point. On our MedWell Unscripted, we've had a lot of partners and guests that have been from the dispensaries, and the knowledge that they have around the product background and kind of THC and CBD levels, they can answer so many questions. So that's a great opportunity.
Well, actually, yeah. So let me chime in there for a second. As many dispensaries that we have, we also have equal amount of CBD retailers and people that are incredibly knowledgeable and very well respected here in Sarasota, I'll add, because we all know with CBD, you can pull up to, your local gas station and see, something there that talks about CBD. The reality is we have a lot of very well-respected CBD retailers there. Hey, Jenna, that's Jenna with B Nails. Jenna's actually going to be there as well, representing B Nails. They have dry herb vaporizers, among other things.
Very nice.
So we're happy to have them as well. Hi, Jenna. But yeah, I don't want to, poo-poo the CBD side of it at all. There's going to be lots of people there, incredibly knowledgeable about that. So.
Awesome. Awesome. So one of the things that I noticed was that you're doing something with Karma Cops. You have a Karma Cops initiative going for a raffle. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that looks like it's, it looks like an amazing thing that you're doing, giving back to the community. If you can talk a little bit about that.
Sure. One correction, though, it's Karma Core.
Karma Core. Sorry. That's
okay.
My bad spelling.
That's okay. That's okay. It's Karma Core, and it's actually Karma with a C, ARMA, CORPS, Karma Core. So we actually just found Karma Core. One of the things that we do with every event is we always take a portion of the proceeds that we receive, typically from raffles or silent auctions or things like that, and we give back to a veteran group, not just any veteran groups, but veteran groups that are involved in medical cannabis and helping veterans with PTSD and other types of issues they're dealing with get off the combat cocktail that they get when they get from the VA after they get out or separate. And we found Karma Core, Josh David Linney. Josh Linney is very well known here in the area as a local veteran that's been involved in the medical cannabis community with veterans for a long time. So we found Josh, and Josh actually just started Karma Core. And Karma Core's mission is essentially to teach veterans how to grow their own hemp and ultimately make their own CBD so they can be relying on themselves and not necessarily have to spend their money to go to a dispensary and get that, or even go to a non-dispensary CBD retailer. So great group. We are thrilled to have them as part of the festival. And again, talking about the raffle that we're going to be doing, we have over $3,000 in raffle prizes to raffle off to the event. I mean, some of those, we have 2 infusers, magical butter machine, a herbal infuser to give away. Jennifer from B Nails that was just on, they donated a Gobi Plus pen as well. We have, of course, a free consult from MedWell. You guys were generous to donate that as well.
We have other things as well.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Of course.
All right.
I'll discuss when you're done.
Okay, cool. Free consults, dry herb vapes, ton of CBD to give away, and apparel and all sorts of really cool items. So nothing is under $50, and the raffle tickets are going to be I'm not sure. Actually, I don't want to quote a price just yet, but we want everybody to be a part of this. So we're talking dollars here, not a lot of money. But the portion of the proceeds from the raffle will benefit Karma Core, again, which helps veterans learn to grow hemp.
That's amazing. And at MedWell, veterans are near and dear to our heart. And I know, Nicole, you can speak to kind of what we do at MedWell with veterans.
Absolutely. So, of course, with the veterans, and Brian, I think you already know this, we're a strong supporter of all the veterans groups. And we have been certifying veterans for free twice a year up in Massachusetts. We have 2 huge events. And then we had our first veterans event. Well, it was actually our second, I think, in May, where we certified over 160 Florida vets for free. So I really want the guests who come to Cannafest to make sure they stop by our booth, MedWell. We're right by the bear truck, so you can't have a hard time finding us. We're in Artist Village, and you can learn about our discounts for veterans. So if you have a 100% disabled vet, MedWell has and always will certify them for free. They still have to pay the $75 to the state, but it's a great service that we love to provide to our veterans who fought so hard for our country. Even if they're 100% disabled, they still get significant discounts. We want to make that available to them and stick with them through the process of journey of healing. So, make sure you stop by our booth and learn about our special discounts. Not only that, the day of the festival, besides giving away a free certification to a patient who may be in need and can't afford it, especially now, it's a great opportunity to go to the festival. And I'm sure other doctors' offices are probably doing the same. So everybody has a great chance of getting some really good information, education, and free informative discounts and so forth. But the day of the event, MedWell will be taking $25 off anybody who decides they would like to make an appointment with us and become a patient. And it's so important, Brian. I'm so thankful that this event is going on. It's something like the Boston Freedom Rally that's been going on for years up there. And it's a great opportunity for the cannabis community of Sarasota and St. Petersburg and Port Charlotte, wherever they're from, to come together and actually put a face to the name. You hear so many names and you don't get an opportunity to meet them and professionally. It's always great, whether you're a competitor. I don't think of it as a competition. I think as we're all helping patients, and that's what comes first, is the patient needs. So I'm praying that, all these people come, even, skeptics that aren't really sure about medical cannabis. This is your opportunity to come to this wonderful festival that hopefully continues year after year after year and grows and grows and grows, where they can really learn about it and speak to many healthcare professionals that know exactly about the plant, the terpenes of the plant. You get to meet physicians, you get to meet, patients that have testimonies, and some of the testimonies that you hear is just it's a very empowering, uplifting, happy thing. I love it. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. No, I echo everything that you said, Nicole. And I also want to say hi to Michael and Tori with Gotta Have It Crafty there. They are going to be there at the festival as well. And I believe they have CBD and some other things that they'll be selling. So yeah, come out and support small business, right? We hear small businesses are struggling like mad right now.
Absolutely.
And we've got some brand new ones that are just starting in this industry. So come out and support those folks. When we started releasing vendor opportunities and sponsorship opportunities, this festival is not about making money. Believe me, anybody who's planned an event before knows that.
Yes.
That's not what it's about.
No.
It's about passion for the plant, passion for the community. And again, like I said, supporting small business. There will be influencers there from around the area, people that you see on Instagram and Facebook that you may have never met before. Locally here, Rhett and Jenny with Pioneer Green will be there. CBD. They're the Florida Canna couple, so you can come out and see them.
Oh, what a great name, the Florida Canna couple.
Florida Canna couple. Yeah, we go way back actually to several. I say way back. It's 2 years, but in the cannabis space, it feels like a long time.
Long time, right? A lot's happened in that 2 years, right?
It certainly has. Yeah. But yeah, we are just crazy excited. We are, I think today's the 8th. So we are under a month away here.
Very excited.
We're going to start, you're going to start seeing us pretty heavy on social media, start promoting stuff as we work our way up to the event. And then, as Nicole said, I'll hop on that too. We have some surprises in store. So
as we're kind of, wrapping up, and I do want to, also, before we wrap up, so tell me, what are the biggest takeaways that you want people to come away from the event with? They're coming first time. You have all these great things in place. You have music, you have education, you have vendors, you have raffle, you're giving back to the community, and you're giving back to not only Karma Core, you're giving back to small businesses, which is awesome. So if in your vision of Cannafest SRQ 2020, what do you want people to take away from the event?
The biggest thing I want is to be able to take away is the normalization of cannabis, right? There are vendors that are a part of this festival. Solar Bear, they do solar panels. Orange Theory Fitness, they're obviously a fitness organization. Sure. These are people that support cannabis and support medical cannabis, and just want to normalize what cannabis means to the community here. So, you're going to see vendors there and you may say to yourself, well, that has nothing to do with cannabis. Well, the reality is that it has absolutely everything to do with cannabis, because these other small businesses and organizations may be medical marijuana patients themselves. So you're supporting small business and you're supporting the normalization of cannabis. And what I would ask everybody to take away from this is that be the change you want to see. If you are for certain aspects of cannabis legislation and progressing the movement, be the change you want to see. Don't be an irresponsible patient. Don't flout what we've been given here as patients in the state of Florida. So those are the things that I would ask all those folks to take away.
Love that. And friends, we're going to drop the link in the chat again so you can get your free tickets and mark November 7th on your calendar here. One thing I do want to just touch base is share a little bit about Potluck SRQ. Is that a paid membership? Is that kind of how is that community work? Because I know you touched briefly on it, but I think you have a lot of people here that are interested in clearly the cannabis industry. And I think it might be an opportunity to help build that community up.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, once COVID is, I don't even know how to say this. Once our numbers have gone down and we are able to start holding regular events again, you'll see Potluck out in the community a ton, as we have been. Potluck is essentially, as far as membership is concerned, there is a free membership. Anybody and everybody who wants to be a part of this group, we welcome you with open arms, regardless of who you are, gender, race, ethnicity. None of that matters. We are completely inclusive. The more people that are a part of this movement, the better. There is a paid membership. It is actually on our website, potlucksrq.com. It gives you a black card, which basically tells everybody that you are a paid member of Potluck, and it gives you exclusive access to new merch, certainly to our events. And as we move forward with the festival, we will start creating, doing things that we didn't do this year, patient lounges, VIP access, and things like that to the festival and stuff. But for now, it's just an inclusive community of people that are medical cannabis friendly and want to find other like-minded people.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this was amazing. I'm looking forward to, although I won't be able to be there November 7th, I know the rest of the MedWell team will be, unless I get on a plane and fly down there. I might. I very well might.
Yeah, you should.
I should.
Hey, there's a lot of people. I have to tell you, that's the one thing that's really warmed my heart is hearing we've got 3 vendors flying in from Baltimore.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. To vend at the festival. So we have a lot of out-of-towners coming in. And I will say real quickly, if you are an out-of-towner, you're coming in, go to Cannafest SRQ at the bottom. We do have discounted room blocks at local hotel properties as well.
Well, and Brian, that's a testament to you and your passion and kind of getting the word out there and all the things that you're doing. So thanks for making a difference in our community. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. All right. So friends, thank you, Nicole, for your time today. Thank you to our audience and anyone that's watching. Let's spread the word about Cannafest SRQ 2020. Share this video. Tell people all about it. It's the first annual one in Sarasota. Let's make a second one happen. Spread the word and spread the love. Thank you so much for your time today. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks on MedWell Unscripted Florida. And if you are catching the replay, please do leave a comment. We will get back to you and answer any of your questions. Make it a great day, friends. Bye-bye.
Bye.